guys, welcome back to another video. Now in today's video, guys, for a quick, fun video before I get off to doing the Goosebumps collection that will be coming soon, and I'll talk more about that in the announcements, I am going to be doing a Daily Wire host tier list. But first, of course, I have some announcements to make. So first off, just to get this out of the way, I want to say I'm sorry for the delay in the videos. I have not been super busy. It's just that I've been brainstorming for ideas to do and stuff like that. And so I finally came up with something to do for a quick and fun video for you guys before the Goosebumps collection comes out. I'm waiting for one more book to come into the mail, and then I will get to recording and editing for that Goosebumps collection video. So hopefully I will receive it before the end of the week this week, so that I can record it during the weekend and all that stuff, and then get it out to you guys hopefully by Monday, maybe this upcoming Monday. And yeah, so I apologize for that, and I know somebody did suggest a ghost debunk. I would actually like to do that in the future here, because I've not done a ghost debunk in a while, and I did check your ghost debunk, by the way, and, if you're watching this video, and I didn't think it was worth debunking for a video or anything like that. So I'll say this again at the end of the video, but if you do have any suggestions for videos or ghost debunks, especially, because I haven't done a ghost debunk in a while, please share that with me in the comment section down below. But other than that, Goosebumps collection coming soon, and also I'm starting a new series. So right now we currently got the horror slasher killer matchups, and also I'm going to be doing reviews for the haunting hour episodes. I'll explain that when I do my first review for a haunting hour episode. But yeah, other than that, let's get on to this quick, fun tier list. Okay, so if you're still a bit confused and you don't know what the Daily Wire is, basically it's this news and politics YouTube channel that has multiple different outside shows and stuff like that have their own YouTube channels. For example, you got the Ben Shapiro show, Michael Knowles show, Matt Walsh show, Andrew Clavin show, all that kind of stuff. But they have a main channel called the Daily Wire, which basically gathers all the different hosts and stuff like that, and they make random videos and stuff like that. But the whole, all of the channels combined are basically the Daily Wire news channel that talks about politics and stuff like that. They're a conservative news channel. But those of you who are close friends of mine would probably already know who this is, because you looked at my subscriptions and you saw that I'm subscribed to the Daily Wire. And yes, this is a serious thing. I don't watch them jokingly or anything like that. Although, I'm doing this video for fun, because I know those of you who know me well will find this video probably amusing and stuff like that. But for me, I think this is a really interesting and cool idea, and this was a quick video to do. As you can see, we don't have as much things to put on the tier list as we have. Or as I have in the past. Many of my other tier lists are a lot longer. This one's a lot shorter, which is why I decided to do it for this video. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything that I have to say as far as explaining, if you were a little bit confused or anything like that. But yeah, this is serious, and I'm not going to put all of them at S tier as a joke or whatever or anything like that. This is going to be my honest opinion, although I know some of you are close friends of mine will probably find this a bit amusing, because you guys like to joke around about how I watch the Daily Wire and everything like that. So yeah, that's alright with me, though. So yeah, starting off with the first one, we got Jeremy Boring. Boring. That's I'm not gonna stop thinking about that. So Jeremy Boring is basically the co-owner / co-CEO of the Daily Wire. Helped start the Daily Wire with, I believe, Ben Shapiro. And he usually appears on the main Daily Wire channel. And personally, he's probably the one I'm the least familiar with. A lot of the videos that have Jeremy Boring in them, I usually don't watch. Not because Jeremy Boring's in them, just because he's usually in the ones where it's like an hour or two long, conversation with all the Daily Wire hosts, and Jeremy Boring's usually in there, kind of asking the hosts questions and stuff like that. But he's made a few videos, a few videos where, he talks about a certain topic and stuff like that. I haven't had a lot of Jeremy Boring, so I don't know, maybe it's not fair that I put him where I'm going to put him, but from what I have seen from Jeremy Boring, I'm not a huge fan of his personality and style and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to put Jeremy Boring in the C tier. I know. I'm going to keep thinking about how his last name is Boring, so it kind of suits that. But Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of Jeremy Boring. I have to give him credit though because he is obviously helped start the Daily Wire and everything like that. But I think Ben Shapiro, which I'll get to, was a lot more important in helping jumpstart the Daily Wire and getting him popular and stuff like that. But Jeremy Boring, gotta give him some credit, but I'm just not a big fan of his. Out of all the people who are on this tier list, I've seen the least of Jeremy Boring. Next up is Ben Shapiro, and this shouldn't come as too much of a surprise for those of you who are a close friend of mine. Ben Shapiro goes at the S tier. I mean, he is just the lord above all the other Daily Wire hosts. Truly the jack of all trades. There's just a lot to talk about Ben Shapiro there's just a lot of good stuff to talk about Ben Shapiro. First of all, gotta give him credit for helping start the Daily Wire and also getting it popular. A lot of the early moments in Ben Shapiro's career were the most popular moments that got him popular and also got the Daily Wire popular, so gotta give him credit for that. Other than that, Ben Shapiro, I think he is the best debater out of all the other Daily Wire hosts. When he goes to the YAF events and he debates with, sometimes he'll debate with college students and stuff like that, he has always got his facts ready and straight, and you can tell he just knows what he's talking about when he is doing these speeches and stuff like that. Just definitely the best public speaker and debater out of all the other Daily Wire hosts. Yeah, Daily Wire's not the Daily Wire. Ben Shapiro is probably my favorite host for when he goes to the YAF events, just because there are a lot of great moments where he owns the libs, as the titles may suggest, even though sometimes that's not always the case. He'll actually have civil discussions with people. And what I like about Ben Shapiro is that to some people who, because a lot of people who know the Daily Wire, most of them know the Daily Wire for Ben Shapiro. And, a lot of people might assume on the outside, if they don't watch the Daily Wire, that Ben Shapiro is like the most extreme out of the Daily Wire hosts, but that's not really true, because Ben Shapiro is Jewish and most of the other Daily Wire hosts are traditional Christian conservatives. Ben Shapiro kind of has more of a libertarian view, whereas the other Daily Wire hosts are more traditional conservative. So I really like that about Ben Shapiro, because he's one of the least biased Daily Wire hosts, and that's what I kind of like about him. Most of my beliefs are centered around the libertarian, perspective, which is what Ben Shapiro has, and I really do like that. I like him for not being the least extreme. He is a really, really great debater, best public speaker out of all the other Daily Wire hosts. And he's just got everything going for him. Disregarding all of that, he's probably the one that's had the most memes made out about him. He's got the memes going for him. He's very, very funny when he's doing his speeches and when he's talking with people and stuff like that. I really like that charm when he's debating people and doing his speeches and stuff like that. I think he's the funniest out of the Daily Wire hosts. So yeah, Ben Shapiro, he is the lord above all and definitely deserves probably the only spot out of in the S tier for the Daily Wire hosts. So next up is Michael Knowles, which is going to go at the A tier. Michael Knowles is a really, really great Daily Wire host. The only thing holding him back from being in the S tier with Ben Shapiro, I would say, is that sometimes I think he goes a little bit too extreme. In fact, I think he's probably the most extreme conservative out of all of the hosts that are on this tier list. But sometimes that can be a good thing for Michael Knowles. I think the biggest thing going for him is also his biggest weakness, which is because he's extreme, he's also is always coming up with new points in his videos that I never thought of, none of the other Daily Wire's hosts ever really mention. And that's what I really like about Michael Knowles, is that a lot of the other Daily Wire hosts, it's, usually when they're doing a topic, it's usually they're talking about the same thing every time, but Michael Knowles shakes it up a bit. He brings up new points that I never thought of, not very many people have probably ever thought of, and it really, really shakes up the conversation quite a lot, and it's, it's kind of like an aha moment when he brings up those new points. But other than that, Michael Knowles, he's got really, really good charm, but he's definitely not as good as Ben Shapiro, so he gets a spot at the A tier. Next up is Matt Walsh, and Matt Walsh is going to go in the B tier. Pretty average Daily Wire host overall. Not much to say. He definitely does have good charm. He has had quite a bit of memes, the Sweet Baby Gang and stuff like that. I'm not really a big fan of, that meme or whatever. I'm not a part of the Sweet Baby Gang. I never really paid attention to that, but He's got good charm. He's funny, not the funniest out of all, but he's definitely got really, really good charm. I'd say the only thing kind of holding him back is that when he goes to his public speeches, sometimes it feels like he's not as confident or as ready as the other Daily Wire hosts are. Definitely at the lower end for public speeches when it comes to especially the four main Daily Wire hosts when he goes to the YAF events and stuff like that. Yeah, pretty average Daily Wire host overall. Do enjoy his content. He's got good charm, and yeah, not a whole lot to say about Matt Walsh. Next up is Andrew Clavin, and some people might say that, where I'm putting Andrew Clavin is because he's a boomer and, his beliefs are probably the most traditional out of all the other Daily Wire hosts, but I wouldn't say that's necessarily true, although I'm going to put him at the C tier above Jeremy Boring. I don't know what exactly it is that holds Andrew Clavin back. Maybe it's just because I haven't had as much of him as the other Daily Wire hosts, considering he doesn't upload as often as the other Daily Wire hosts, but when he does upload really, really good, in-depth videos, which I do like. And every week he'll also upload, like, a humorous deadpan video where he, like, makes fun of, like, Joe Biden or something like that, and it's really, really funny. Like, he's definitely one of the funniest Daily Wire hosts. And he hasn't gone to a whole lot of YAF speeches, but the ones he has gone to, you can tell he's well educated. He has had really good conversations with some of the really good conversations with, like, college students at the YAF events and stuff like that. So he's definitely like one of the most well educated out of all the other Daily Wire hosts, just because obviously he's older. He's read a lot of books. He's also written a lot of books. So I got to give him credit for that. I don't know. I'm just not personally a huge fan of the Andrew Clavin. I know some of the older generations who watch the Daily Wire probably like Andrew Clavin a lot more than Matt Walsh or Michael Knowles or the millennial Daily Wire hosts or stuff like that. But it has nothing to do with the fact that Andrew Clavin is like a boomer or anything like that. It's just I'm personally not a fan of his style and personality. Sometimes I enjoy the millennial Daily Wire hosts more than Andrew Clavin. So next up is Candace Owens, and Candace Owens is sort of a new kid on the block, if you will. She started her show about a year ago, and unlike the other Daily Wire host, she actually has a live audience, and she does her show on, like, a stage. And sometimes she'll talk about a topic on her own, or most of the time she'll invite other Daily Wire hosts to her show or other miscellaneous people onto her show, in which she'll have really, really nice conversations with them and stuff like that. And I do enjoy this unique style. It's nice to have something different from the traditional style of the other Daily Wire hosts. The reason why she's going into the B tier below Matt Walsh, I guess it's just because, again, much like Andrew Clavin and Jeremy Boring, just haven't really seen a whole lot of her compared to Michael Knowles, Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh. But other than that, when she has conversations with people, you can tell she's very, very confident, very profound, and I really, really do like that. And yeah, other than that, Candace Owens goes at the B tier. Next up is Cabot Phillips, who does not have his own show or anything like that, but I did want to mention him because he's definitely one of my more favorite hosts to do the main Daily Wire channel. The main Daily Wire channel will occasionally upload something about a modern day topic, and Cabot Phillips will usually be the one to be the host for those videos, in which I think he does a really, really great job. I've always preferred him over Brett Cooper, who now has her own show, so I'll talk about her later. And sometimes he'll even be in videos where the Daily Wire hosts are competing with each other in, like, these fun types of videos and stuff like that, and in which he has really, really great charm, good humor, and stuff like that. I do really enjoy Cabot Phillips, so I'm going to put him at the B tier below Candace Owens, just because he doesn't really have his own show. Haven't really seen a whole lot of him, just because, he doesn't have his own show and stuff like that. So other than that, when he does appear, really, really do enjoy Cabot Phillips. I think he's a really, really great host for the main Daily Wire channel, and yeah, nothing much more to say. But not least is perhaps the newest kid on the block for the Daily Wire member gang, whatever you want to call it. She just recently started her own show about 2 months ago, but before that she would host some of the main Daily Wire channel's videos, and I really, really did enjoy those videos. In fact, I think I enjoyed her more when she would do that, as opposed to now when she has her own show. But I'm happy for her. I'm glad she made her own show and that she's successful and stuff like that. She has gained a lot of popularity in 2 months, and good for her or whatever. And so far, what I've seen out of her show, I'm not a huge fan of it. I'm gonna put her above Andrew Clavin. I think the only reason why she's just right above Andrew Clavin is because she's a bit easier to relate with, considering she's in my generation. So some of the topics are a little bit more easier to relate with and stuff like that. Some of the humor and all that kind of stuff. But I'm not the biggest fan. Even though she is a part of my generation and stuff like that, I really do like the millennial side to the Daily Wire. That being Matt Walsh, Michael Knowles, and Ben Shapiro. I just really like their style and everything like that. She's kind of just like Candace Owens, she kind of has her own unique style. She makes this kind of like custom-made studio, which is kind of like her own room or whatever, where she does her videos. And I'm not really a huge fan of that style. You get like multiple camera angles in the room and stuff like that. I'm not a huge fan of that style, but just talking about her videos in general and the topics and what I think about all that and stuff like that. I don't know, maybe I just haven't gotten enough I haven't gotten like used to her yet or anything like that, but I personally, so far what I've got on her, not as good as Candace Owens or Matt Walsh or the other ones above. Personally just enjoy them a lot more than Brett Cooper's. In fact, I find myself skipping a lot of Brett Cooper's videos because a lot of them are like not necessarily politics but pop culture videos, which I'm not a huge fan of pop culture stuff. So maybe that's another reason and stuff like that. And that is it for the quick Daily Wire host tier list. I hope some of you, especially if you're a close friend of mine, found that a bit amusing and enjoyable. I wanted to throw out a quick fun video for you guys so that you guys weren't super bored while you guys are waiting for the Goosebumps collection to come out. Haven't uploaded in 2 weeks, so I really, really wanted to throw something out there just for you guys to have something before the Goosebumps collection comes out. But other than that, stay tuned for that Goosebumps collection. That should be the next video that will be coming out. And read the community posts so that you know when future videos are going to be coming out and any potential future changes. Join the Discord. Link is in the About section of the YouTube channel. And if you have any ideas for new videos or specifically ghost debunks, I would like to do a ghost debunk here in the future because I have not done one in quite a while. And that's pretty much it. Like and subscribe, guys, and I'll see you next time.